Hey, what's good, everybody? Just showing you my little shift hat, my little feather in it, kind of mimicking one of my paintings. Anyway, my name is Victor. Actually, my name is Michael. I chose the name Victor Bain, which means victory over noise, as there's a lot of noise to get through to gain clarity as to who you are. It's like a radio, getting through all of the static to get to a clear signal, right? So when I say you are God, one of the problems with that, and I understand the limits of language, is the definition of God. And I had a conversation at Florida State with some of my college friends, and we were discussing this. And I've been awake in this matrix for 7 years, having conversations, studying, looking at this thing. One of the things that got me to this point is I wanted to find out for myself if there was any truth to a lot of these ancient teachings about the ability to wake up. Is this reality and illusion? All of these things. In order to do that, I had to reprogram myself. I have an engineer's mind, so it had to make sense to me from an intellectual standpoint, but I also wanted to experience it experientially. And once I did that, I became one of the worst secret keepers out there. And I created the type of content that I would have liked to have seen on my journey. So that's what I've done and what I'm doing. And I'm continuing to grow. There's more out there. The actual reality is way crazier than science fiction. What's going on here is more ridiculous than any sci-fi movie that you've seen. But all of that doesn't matter. The most important thing is you. So when I say you're God, most people have a definition of God. Some definitions are based on, a lot of them are based on religion, are based on a judgmental person in the sky, if you will. And all of the human characteristics that we place on this being, this oneness. And we'll talk about oneness because that's what God is, all there is. And that's beyond definition. I can't define it. God is a very, very, very limiting term, but it's one of the limits of language. That's why experience is there. I can tell you until I'm blue in the face what a lemon tastes like. You can read a million books on it, but you'll never have the experience of tasting it for yourself, and then you know. So that's the spiritual experience, going within. I can tell you there's treasure beneath you, and you can doubt it all you want, but until you dig, you won't know for yourself. So a lot of people are making comments about this and that, and that's fine. Most of the stuff that people say, I've heard from my family, and I love them. And there is a such thing as a sleep state. I was asleep as well. There's a such thing as an awakening state. I went through that in an awake state, and it doesn't end there. It's not like you become awakened and that's it. There's still more room for growth, and that's part of what I'm showing. The Truman Show is really turning the camera on the matrix and just showing people the divinity that they have within them. And it's good news and bad news to some, and I'll talk about that in the next one, but just want to say that. Peace.